Hello, my name is Shujoy, and today we are going to talk about A Gangster in Love. Now, some of you have been watching the television show Bigg Boss, and you have been waiting for Monica Bedi to spill the beans on her affair with Abu Salem. But today, we are going to tell you the love story of Monica Bedi and Abu Salem in A Gangster in Love, in Monica Bedi's words.
मैं मोनिका बेदी, the starlet of the 90s, also the ex-girlfriend of gangster Abu Salem. I have come back from the dead. The Monica you saw in the Bigg Boss house was my second birth. I'm now in my 30s, trying to live a new life. It's not about making a comeback anymore for me. It's all about being accepted by the people I once mingled with. The reason why I chose to go on Bigg Boss is because I want people to know the real Monica.
बिग बॉस में आने का मेरा एक ही मकसद है कि जो एक इमेज मीडिया ने मेरे बारे में बनाई है, मैं चाहती हूँ कि लोगों को
सही बात है, पता चले,
रियल मोनिका का पता चले।
बहुत अच्छी बात।
जो लोगों ने सुना है या पढ़ा है, शायद मैं वैसी नहीं हूँ, शायद मैं उतनी बुरी नहीं हूँ जितना कि लोग मेरे बारे में समझते हैं।
But somehow, my past keeps coming back to remind me of the harrowing times I've been through. My being in the Bigg Boss house raised many eyebrows and has even made the police jittery. They want both aired footage and that which has been edited out, as if they have not interrogated me enough. No doubt I did spend nearly 4 years with Salem while he was on the run from cops. And yes, the pressures of the game show can be quite unnerving. Secret cameras in the Bigg Boss house recorded every moment of my stay in the bungalow, where I was shacked up in a bungalow with other contestants. But for all those looking for personal details on Salem and my life, I wish them luck. I may still be a mystery for the investigating agencies, but I never had anything to hide. Since my deportation from Portugal, I have maintained a silence and tight-lipped about my relationship with the bad boy of the underworld. After being in the limelight for all the wrong reasons, I decided to start my second innings by appearing in the Bigg Boss 2. Yes, I'm looking for a breakthrough. Hope the worst is over.
मैं मोनिका बेदी आ रही हूँ जिंदगी का एक नया दौर शुरू करने बिग बॉस के घर।
I know my close proximity to fellow contestant Rahul Mahajan has got people talking, but I don't care. In the past, everybody had buried me for being in love. Now I have decided to live life to the fullest and unveil the true Monica. It's up to the audience to decide. I keep hearing stories about how Abu Salem is having bouts of insecurity due to my proximity with Rahul. I believe his aides are giving him a detailed account of the developments on the show, including the body language and conversations between Rahul and me. Salem may still be hoping to win me back, but today I have put everything behind me and looking to start afresh. I've never done anything wrong, so I'm not afraid to tell my real story now.
Yes, indeed. But if you go back in time, Monica Bedi was never a star to reckon with. She only became famous when her affair with Abu Salem came to light. But theirs was a love story that would inspire novels and Bollywood films. But for them, what they went through was very real.
in love with the wrong man, gangster Abu Salim. One day, I got a call from a guy in Dubai saying he was organizing a show where he wanted me to do a stage performance. I said okay. He called again and again. Those days, I was staying alone. I didn't know his real name, but got really friendly and we decided to meet. That's when I went to Dubai. We met, liked each other. That's how it all started. The show that he had actually called me for never happened. Instead, my life took off in a very different way. On our third meeting in Dubai, Salim revealed his real identity and promised to change all that and start afresh. It came as a minor shock to me as I didn't know who's Abu Salim, and also by that time we were in love with each other. But when the news of our relationship leaked out in the media, everything changed. Abu Salim got panicky and asked me to come to Dubai in a hurry. But I didn't think I would not come back for a long time. It was only when I landed in Dubai he told me I wasn't going back. There were two fears he faced, for me and for himself. I was not scared. As for me, Salim was always a normal guy. He was very nice to me. I never saw the grey side of him. I always saw him helping people. I didn't know about his past. I never met anyone. He didn't even introduce me to anyone. He was very possessive of me and he really respected me a lot. Since I could not come back to India, we decided to go to America. He was genuinely trying to change his ways and start a new life with me. I've seen him working really hard. He left all the associations he had in Dubai. We thought we'd start all over again. His idea was to start organizing shows over there legitimately. That was his dream. Believe me, he was working really hard at it. He tried his best, but his past was something he couldn't erase and it always caught up with him. The Interpol was after him and we could never really settle down properly. We had to leave America as well. That's when we came to Portugal. He had some friends in Portugal. They said it was the easiest country to settle down. His friends were helping him in establishing himself again. He had cut off all ties with everyone in Dubai. He really wanted to start some business and settle down. By this time though, the relationship was going through its worst patch. After I started living with him, I realized we weren't meant for each other. We were very different. Our way of thinking was totally apart. That was the time I seriously wanted to get away from him. Twice I even tried to escape, but he got me and I came back to him. It was all a big mess. Finally, we got caught in Portugal. I was relaxed. I thought at least they will send me to India now and I don't have to be with him anymore. It looked as if I had no fear anymore. I wasn't happy that he was arrested. I was just happy for myself because finally I was out of his clutches. After we were arrested, there was no contact between us. We were kept in separate prisons even in Portugal. I haven't even spoken to him since then. I've seen him in court when the trial was on, but we weren't allowed to talk to each other. We were arrested on 18 September 2002. Since then, I have no contact with him. Both of us don't even know what's happening in each other's lives. The relationship was already over, or was on its last leg even when we were arrested. Today, I have left the entire episode behind me and I'm aiming for a career in the field I love the most, glamour.
You are watching A Gangster in Love, and coming up, the life and times of gangster Abu Salim at the high security Arthur Jail in Mumbai. Welcome back. From a modest life in Azamgarh to a high security jail in Mumbai, Abu Salim's life has been one that has been lived on the edge. And since his involvement with Monica Bedi, he had mostly been on the run. But now behind bars and at the Arthur Road jail in Mumbai, Abu Salim waits for his case to be tried by a special Tada court.
18 September 2002. On this day, I was arrested by the Interpol in Lisbon along with Abu Salim. I was happy for my newfound freedom in jail, but was unhappy for Saleem as I knew there's no escape for the once dreaded gangster. I haven't spoken to him since the arrest in Lisbon and hardly have kept track of his life in jail. 11th November 2005. On this day, Portuguese authorities handed us to Indian officials on the assurance that death penalty would not be meted on both of us. Now let me take you a little back in time and tell you about the man who changed my life forever. Abu Saleem was born in a lower middle class family at Azamgarh district in Uttar Pradesh. Initially, he started as a small mechanic to support his family. But soon after, he moved to Delhi and worked as a taxi driver. After some time, Abu shifted base to Mumbai and worked again as a driver, then as a travel agent. It was here he met underworld don Dawood Ibrahim and joined his mafia. As our romantic involvement began, Saleem split from Dawood gang in 1998. Life wasn't easy for Saleem since then. Interpol hounded us all over the world. And finally, our luck ran out in 2002 when we were arrested by the Portuguese police. A Portuguese court sentenced Saleem to 4.5 years in November 2003 for possession of forged documents and resisting arrest. And I was sentenced to 2 years for using false documents. Portugal agreed to extradite Saleem and me after assurances from India that we would not face the death sentence. I was convicted for passport forgery, but due to lack of evidence, was acquitted of all criminal charges last year. But there's no such luck for Abu Saleem. In March 2006, a special Tada court filed 8 charges against him for his role in the 1993 Mumbai serial blasts case. He stands accused of ferrying and distributing weapons. Abu Saleem is currently in high-security Arthur jail in Mumbai and is being tried in the Tada court. He doesn't have access to television or newspapers. But I believe he was desperate to watch me in Bigg Boss. After what all we have gone through together, no doubt he must still be emotionally attached to me and wants to see the beginning of second spell of my career. But deep down, he must have realized by now that I'm more concerned about my family and career than the Don and his troublesome love.
A mafia don's attraction for glamorous Bollywood women has always spelled trouble. But even the cruelest of gangsters seem to succumb to this particular attraction.
सब गंदा है पर धंधा है ये. Well, it goes quite right for most mobsters worldwide. Whatever I have seen, they are not afraid to take risks. They wouldn't blink an eyelid before shooting their enemies point blank. They can be suave, sophisticated, and remarkably self-assured. But these dreaded gangsters can only be tamed by beauty. Dons find nothing more irresistible than gorgeous women. They just love winning them over.
Any girl, anyone who's beautiful is something which he would be adding. From his side, it's something that a feather is being added to his cap. So it's more of a trophy.
Surely, these gang of outlaws get a kick out of helping heroines in distress. And also amidst the world of ruin, they seem to drain mentally and emotionally and love that special attention. There's always a race to rise through the ranks of law-breaking hierarchy. But deep down, there's always this yearning to be loved. A gangster's love always borders on possessiveness. But still, there are many who get drawn towards the powerful men and strongly believe that they could bring hardcore criminals back on track.
The girl feels that maybe my coming in the life of that person can, change him.
The dark and murky underworld still haunts me. Yes, I've been to hell and have come back to tell my story. But I'm sure there are many more intriguing stories waiting to be told.
Not just real life, gangsters in love are a part and parcel of the real life as well. So coming up, we have Bollywood adaptations of the love life of Abu Salem and Monica Bedi. Keep watching A Gangster in Love. The Abu Salem Monica Bedi love story inspired many a Bollywood flick. The deadly combination of guns, glamour, blood and romance has always been thought to be a surefire ticket for success at the box office.
This is my love story. I started off as a small town girl with stars in eyes and ended up being an internationally wanted criminal. From a small village in Punjab to a jail in Portugal to the big boss house, I have travelled a long way and seen a lot in the last decade. Well, this may look like straight from a Bollywood flick, but this is what the reality holds for me. Film actress Monica Bedi falling for mobster Abu Salem. This was too filmy. It fascinated the entire nation and found its expression on the celluloid. Is it that all women like powerful men, from business tycoons to underworld dons? Well, I came to know what I was walking into, but went on anyway. Many Bollywood flicks tried to cash on this fatal attraction. In the movies, the law-breaking, weapon-wielding protagonist has all the trappings of a larger-than-life character. He walks with a swagger, talks in a baritone, and wouldn't blink an eye before shooting their enemies point blank. It's common knowledge that Mahesh Bhatt's Gangster was based on our love story. I've read somewhere Bhatt Saab got the idea for the script when he read about our arrest in Portugal and decided to pen a script about a gangster. Gangster has Shiny Ahuja in the lead role. It's about a criminal who is on the run, fleeing from country to country but chooses to take along his girlfriend with him. And I believe the film's director Anurag Basu also admitted that our love affair was the inspiration for the flick. Debutante Kangana Ranaut and Shiny playing our parts were praised, but Salem served a legal notice to Bhatt Saab for basing the film on his life. But it only helped in drumming up more publicity for the movie. Ram Gopal Verma's Company is another film that transported you all the dens of dons, their malls and guns. The mild and moody Ajay Devgan, the subtle yet glamorous Manisha Koirala tell the story. Manisha Koirala's face looked strikingly similar to me in the movie. She convincingly played Devgan's mole with an addiction for chain smoking. It seems girlfriends have always enjoyed a soft spot in the badlands of Mumbai's underworld, but take my word for it, not many have been partners in crime. I am a living testimony. My only crime, falling in love.
The gangster remains in love. The small-time actress Small claims to be out of it. And we need to move on to things more real. The news continues on Headlines Today.